You can't do it. Slap yourself a couple times, man. You need to just keep them wide open for just a second. How's it going, guys? I'm Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halcyon Real Estate, affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is the 16th of September, 2024, and this is the Numbers and the Nuances, where you come every week to know exactly what's happening in Utah's real estate market. I'm Christopher McGee. This is Doraldinho.
Nice to meet y'all.
If you saw last week's video, then you met Doraldinho for the first time. If not, you're meeting him now for the first time. He's working on his real estate license. He's working on getting it. I thought if he had any questions that it would be good for him to ask, because him being new in the real estate world, he might ask questions that you'd think to ask. So he's gonna be hanging out with me for these videos for the foreseeable future.
I'll do my best.
Let me give you my nuanced opinion of what all the numbers and charts that I'm gonna show you later in this video mean, what the Utah housing market looks like right now. So things have been trending as they have been really for like the last month, more than the last month. First of the things that are as they have been, inventory. The amount of supply, the supply of homes ready for sale are continuing to travel up. That's good. We always like to see that. Second main point of interest is the fact that mortgage interest rates are continuing to moderately drop. So we're at 6.1 this week, almost at 6.0, which means that if your agent can successfully negotiate the seller to concede on some things, if you can get some seller concessions, you could have an interest rate in the 5s. If you're working with new builds in real estate, you could have an interest rate in the 5s. And so it's coming down. Now might be a good time for you to buy a house before all the pent-up demand jumps in on top of low interest rates, and definitely the demand will hop up a significant amount next spring. So in my opinion, you've got autumn and fall of this year going into next year to buy a home before the demand picks up with the lower interest rates. And with the demand picking up, we will have upward pressure on our home prices again. It's not gonna be as bad as COVID, but it will be that upward pressure. Oh, and we talked about how the interest rates that have been coming down, that's the lenders already pricing into the market what the Fed has said it will do, but actually has yet to do. The Fed has yet to actually cut rates. But the Fed is meeting yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and we will see what they institute in terms of what they said they were gonna do and how that's actually gonna play out. And lastly, in last week's video, if you saw it, you saw that we had a wild anomaly in last week's numbers. We had, every week I'm showing you what the average list price of homes were the prior week, and I'm also showing you what the average sold price were of homes that sold in the prior week. And it's important to remember those are two separate groups of homes we're looking at, but when you zoom out, it kind of gives you an idea of where the market is going, looking at the difference between those two numbers. And that's why I show you those numbers. But it allows for some wild anomalies sometimes. And last week, the average sold price happened to be almost $2 million. So Doraldinho was worried about that staying up. He was like, what if that just keeps going up? And I was like, it won't. And he was like, what if it doesn't come down? And I was like, it'll come down. And it came down. You'll see that in the charts. So let's go ahead and look at the numbers. And if you need to take a cat nap, now is a good time because you won't be on the video.
Okay.
In your collection.
I'll slap your shoulder when you need to pick your head up again.
Okay.
Our current inventory is sitting at 11,219, up from the previous week, still trending up as you can see. Our average days on market, the amount of time it takes for someone's home to sit on the market before the seller gets an offer that they will accept. The average amount of time that we had for that data set last week was 49 days, which is up a tick from the previous week. Average list price last week came to $684,865, which is up a tick from the prior week. Look alive for a second, bro. Just for a second. Average sold price last week came to $672,188. Dude, you can't do it. Slap yourself a couple times, man. You need to just keep them wide open for just a second. Average sold price last week came to $672,188, making the difference between average list price and average sold price dramatically different from what that looked like last week.
Yeah, way different.
Yeah, what it looks like now is, and you can put your head down again if you want. A difference of $12,677 still in the buyer's favor, as it has been trending for the entire year. Number of homes sold last week came to 517, up a bit from the week prior. We can still see this overall trending down, and that is expected seasonally as we head into autumn and then winter. Our demand dips a little bit. It'll dip more when we hit winter, but as for now, it's still around 500 to 550. The number of homes that are currently under contract comes to 5,043, which is up a little bit from the previous week. Still definitely trending moderately down over time. The number of price reductions that we had last week, the number of times that a home seller dropped the asking price on their home in order to attract an offer. That happened last week 1,096 times, which is down a bit from the previous week. This is another chart that looks like it's moving in a certain direction based on our trend line looking from the beginning of April. But if we take the trend line and move it from a starting point more near the middle of this chart, then we see that that number hasn't really traveled too far. The number of listing contracts either canceled, expired, or withdrawn last week came to 360, just up a bit from the previous week. Overall, this is trending up. That has everything to do with the fact that our inventory has also been traveling up, and it might have a little bit to do that we're heading into autumn. And lastly, our interest rates. For a fixed rate 30-year conventional loan is now at 6.12%, down from the previous week. This is clearly trending moderately down. That's it for this week. Do you have any questions about any of the numbers this week, bro?
Sorry to disappoint, guys.
No, you don't got to disappoint for not having any questions. Maybe that means I did a good job explaining things.
Amazing job.
Amazing job. Thank you. Okay, we just won't tell them that you were out of it for me. So if you have any questions about any of the numbers that we went over or any of the charts that we looked at, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I'll be happy to respond. And if you or anybody you know is looking to buy or sell real estate in Utah in the coming months or year even, feel free to reach out. We will be happy to help. Would love to be on your team. Lastly, as always, if you want to stay educated on Utah's housing market, there's not going to be a better way than to hit that subscribe, and you can just stay educated on it with us from week to week. Thanks for watching this week, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.